strong recommendation to wear headphones to gain a better experience of voiceover with songs.
Mrs. Kim harshly threw the flower vase on floor as soon as Jimin hung up the call after telling her that Taehyung wake up and he's coming back to home after getting discharge approval from hospital. Jungkook smiled in relief by hearing this news, as somewhere he's thanking to God about this blessing. But soon his smile disappeared to see his mother, who is irritatingly moving here and there while cursing someone. Jungkook frowned by her words, so she hurriedly took out the phone and called someone. But as the person on the other side picked up, she starts shouting on him. Jungkook's eyes widened as he never thought that his mother will hire some contract killer to kill Mr. Kim and Taehyung. This means that was not an accident, but a planned murder. Jungkook's breath choked his voice to come out. He is not believing on his ear that how his mother fall that much low just to getting the company. He quickly turned around and started stepping out the house while brushing his hair and wiping his face sweats. He clenched his fist while controlling his helpless condition. His ears can clearly hear that how loudly his mother is still shouting on contract killer. But soon his inner voice make him realize. Jimin said cheerfully while turning to backseat, but his fake smile quickly disappeared to see the wheel in front of his side. Taehyung is sitting on the window seat while crossing his legs over each other. He is cutely yet innocently playing and talking with his pulshi. And here you are, looking at him with teary eyes and fisted hands, as you are controlling yourself to be burst out in front of him. So Jimin sighed under breath and masked his face with a smile before saying, Taehyung looked up at him immediately, then outside the window to see his house. His lips curved into boxy smile. Then he clapped his hand excitedly and started showing his pulshi the view of his house. Tears slip from your eyes as he mentioned about his family. So you quickly look away and cover your mouth to avoid the sobs. That is noticed by Jimin. Either he knows that it is just a beginning. Still you have to face so many hard things. Taehyung looked at him quickly and innocently blinked his eyes multiple times, so Jimin smiled widely and said, Taehyung quickly understood to whom he is indicating, so he looked beside him and found you are not looking at them, but looking outside the window while hiding your face, so he bowed and again looked back to Jimin. As his voice came out like whispers, Jimin signaled him to ask you directly. You already heard Taehyung, so you wiped your tears and about to turn, but he pressed his index finger on your forearm to get your attention, so you sighed under breath. Then look at him, but as your eyes met with his cute one, your heart skipped a beat. He cutely held his earlobe to say sorry to you, so you smiled and removed his hand and held them in between yours. Taehyung giggled as you pinched his cheek, so you also chuckled little to go with the flow with him. You note sadly because now his father is no more, but then he said something that leave you speechless and stunned at the same time. You don't know what to say, so Jimin chuckled. That made Taehyung confused. So he made an angry pout, but Jimin said. A proud smile appeared on Taehyung's face as he flipped his non-existing hairs. Your heart flipped by his words. So Jimin smiled more and looked at you as he found you stunned and out of words, but he knows that what you must be feeling. You look at him blankly, so he gives you soft smile that you respond back. So he said, you stay silent as you have nothing to protest because you can't stop this funeral more. As no one knows how long Taehyung will be like this, so it's useless to break this ritual. You nodded in agreement and look at Taehyung, who is playing with his pulshi while not giving attention to your both conversation. Your heart does not agree to go in this house alone where Jungkook and Taehyung's stepmother is. But you don't have any other option as you can't leave this house because Taehyung is attached with the walls of this house. Jungkook cheerfully opened his arm to welcome Taehyung, but Taehyung tightened his hold on Pulshi and other one on yours. Then hide behind you. Jungkook squeezed his eyes in confusion as this behavior of Taehyung is quite strange for him. You said while trying to pull him back to his position, but he hid his face on your back as he doesn't want to see Jungkook. Mrs. Kim frowned as she also don't understand this behavior of Taehyung. So she come near to him and looked at him from head to toe. So you sighed and said, Jungkook about to ask, but you held Taehyung's arm and start taking him upstairs. Jungkook's eyes are following you both, but as you close the door, he mumbles. His word cut off as Mrs. Kim start laughing. So he looked at his mother, but his heart dropped by seeing his mother evil smirk. He is complaining to you as you are not letting him to go out because outside his father's last ritual are performing and you don't want him to see that because he will ask a lot of questions that you can't answer. Taehyung angrily throws his pulshi on floor and start yelling while crying. He stomped his feet and ran toward the table where his all toys are present. You close your eyes to letting your tears out. Only you know that how much this is hard for you. Your heart is already tearing apart by the thought of the last ritual of Mr. Kim. And now Taehyung is making this more hard for you. So you sniffed as someone placed hand on your shoulder. You look at the person but your eyes start shedding more tears as you saw. He sits beside you, so you quickly hug him and start crying on his chest with low sobs so that Taehyung can't hear you. Your father is brushing your hair lovingly to console you. Then he looks at Taehyung, who is sitting on floor while his back is facing you. It's clearly seen that he's angry over you. Your father's heart shivered by your words, so his hand stopped caressing your hair. You break the hug and wipe your tears, then look at your dad. Your father notes that stab your heart as you miss the last glance of Mr. Kim, but you know that Taking care of Taehyung is more important, and Mr. Kim must be want you to be with Taehyung, neither with his dead body. You shake your head and stand up. Your father's eyes are following you, so you went to window and look outside. Your dad come to you and crest your head. Your father understand what do you mean, so he didn't complain and look at Taehyung. You also look at Taehyung and found him punching his pulshi in anger, so you smiled a little. Taehyung's air alert by your cheerful voice, but still try to not look back at you. So you sit beside him and look at him, but he look away while crossing his hand over chest. So you chuckled mentally on his cuteness. Taehyung's eyes widened as he heard chocolate. He quickly looked at you and found you eating the chocolate, but your lips are messed with it, to show him how much soft and delicious this chocolate is. So Taehyung licked his lips as you offered him chocolate. He decided to ignore you, so he stand up to going far away. You also stand up and said. Taehyung's steps stopped by your words, so you smiled in victory, then you went to him. You again start eating while going away from him, but he held your wrist and pulled you back to face him. You shaked your head and poked your tongue outside to tease him, so Taehyung pouted and started trying to snatch the chocolate, but you are not letting him, and start eating. During this all, your cheek accidentally covered with chocolate. You are still eating and don't letting him to take the chocolate, but he held your forearm and stick his lips over your chocolate-coated cheeks. Your eyes widened, movement stopped, breath stuck as he is licking chocolate from your cheek. Your heart is beating uncontrollably and he is unaware of that. Soon he back off and smile cutely, but you are in utter shock. So he take the chance and snatch the chocolate from you, then run away. You didn't move an inch as you are in utter shock. Soon you touch your cheek as you feel warmness of suction, then his voice pull you out from your zone out world. You shake your head multiple times to get your attention back to reality. Then you run behind him because playing with him is the only way to keep him busy and to change his mood. You storm table and stand up, so Taehyung flinched and clenched his pulshi, but Mrs. Kim is smirking to you. Mrs. Kim masked her face with sadness and looked at the lawyer, who is sitting on couch while observing everything. His word cut off as Mrs. Kim pressed his hand under table to shut him off. Mrs. Kim stand up and come near you, then pat your shoulder to show her fake concern, but you yanked her hand away, so she clenched her jaw. You step more closer to her and look straight to her eyes, then said. Mrs. Kim smirked while backing off. Your eyes are still fixed on her, glaring her every move. Soon she handed some reports to the lawyer, so he started reading. Lawyer is reading the report calmly. Soon he closed the report and looked at Taehyung once, then at Jungkook to analyze the situation. Your heart is beating in fear, but you still stay strong. Soon lawyer's word dropped your heart and widened Mrs. Kim's smirk.